This is a summary of Book 3 of Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms. This is from chapters 25 to 32. Let's go! Everyone's talking about the war now. Now, this literal guy who is technically the job is to lead a city, I suppose, goes ahead and talks with Henry about the war. They talk to each other about the war and how this guy really, really hates the war now and is really sick of it. As a result, if he is discharged from the front, he supposes that he'll never come back. Henry though says that this war must be won, and I really sure hope this war will end too. It's been going on for years, and wars can't last too long, even a world war. Even the officers, when Henry goes ahead and return and talk to his fellow officers, they're even talking about the war too. They talk about it as if it's everything on their minds, and to be honest, everyone's minds is full of the war in some form or another. The Italian generals decide that the Italians need to retreat and let the Germans conquer them for a bit, hoping that someone will eventually save them. And, well, a bunch of Italians started retreating back to their places. On their way through the main roads, though, they find a German car. Germans are enemies in both world wars. As a result, they decide that they would go ahead, avoid the main road, and try an alternate route. And along that alternate route, they end up having their carriage stuck in some deep mud, and it wouldn't get out. Now they're back onto walking, and they're starting to run out of food. They still have sausages, though. And finally, after trying to go ahead and reunite with other fellow Italian armies, they run into a bunch of delusional Italian soldiers who go ahead and say that Italy should not retreat. All lieutenants that are separated from the group must go ahead and be executed because they have just failed to protect their own country. One of the lieutenants that they started questioning with pointless questions said that I do not want to hear these pointless questions. I would rather have you take my life right now than let me answer one or none of these ridiculous questions. And do you know what they did to him? They really shot him. We don't get to see it, but we get to hear the sounds of him being shot. And then we're invited to become the next person to do so. The Italians, the delusioned Italians, the young ones who think that Italy should not retreat and everyone who's retreating in the Italian army should be killed, went ahead and tried to interrogate Henry. And while they're slightly distracted, Henry decides that this is the perfect opportunity to go, jump into the water, and swim to escape away. The gunshots are fired, but they all miss him, and he is able to escape. He starts to lay low by hiding under some canvas that is storing their weapons. Under the canvas, he smells a quite strong smell, and he's able to go ahead and smell out the AK-47 and other gun models that they had available at the time. In the end, though, this is exactly the end of Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms. We go ahead and escape death. Or, at least, Henry is able to escape death. When he escaped death, he was able to go ahead and live another life and keep continuing his life. The police don't really care about him anyway. This is all we get for today's Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms. Now, that is the end of Book 3. I really hope you guys will look for me in Book 4. And until then, Shahana, peace. Bye-bye.